Welcome. Welcome for the Pecha Kucha sessions. I'm very honored to present 3 of the pop-up booth companies that show today in Innovation Forum the newest unseen game changer options for this market. And it's a very, very vivid presentation because you just have a slide, you talk for 20 seconds, the slide changes, and you just have a couple of minutes, and then you leave the stage, and everybody knows what it's all about. So,
and may I have a question? Sorry, Alexa. Can you say some words on yourself, please, for the audience?
Okay, no, of course, pleasure. So my name is Alexa Dehmel. I had the honor since 15 years to create this forum areas for performance days. So this is my 30th forum area creation and curation. And since 2 seasons, so this is the 2nd season, we have Footwear Forum and we have the Innovation Forum because it was so clear that we need finally showing some game changes for the industry. As we had wonderful developments in the trend area, but we wanted to show what is the real future, what can change the future. So, by the way, and on the other side, I'm a designer for sports apparel and performance wear since more than 20 years now. And in this combination, I'm very glad to be able to contribute my maximum to this industry.
And I need to add something because you're one of the wonderful collaborators and accelerators for knowledge transfer, and this is really important to understand for everything you're doing. Thank you.
So, let's start. And I would love to start with NewRetex. Betina is going to show you something incredible. Her company from Denmark has actually created a complete new recycling system. And they are the first ones on this market. So, stay tuned. There you go.
I will just start. Okay. Hello, my name is Betina. I come from a Danish company called NewRetex. We work with post-consumer textile waste. We have developed this AI-driven sorting line, and we make it into new yarns and new fibers. Our mission is to sort out textiles post-consumer waste to ensure that we have a new, useful, and valuable resource, and we secure full traceability through the whole process. We work with post-consumer textile waste. It's yours and mine's worn-out clothing. We work together with municipalities and laundries and the textile industries and collect all this textile waste so we can sort it to a new resource. We have developed this sorting line. It has a capacity around 600 to 900 kilo per hour. We can sort it into 31 different fractions, which we decide by ourselves. We sort out around 3,500 tons per year on one sorting line, and this line is located in Denmark. We have developed this AI-driven automatic sorting line, which has a unique sensor package that can measure and classify all the textiles one by one. It's a full automatic line that collects full data, and it's designed and engineered in Denmark. What we are really good at is do a very precise sorting. And when we have a precise sorting, we get a better result of clean fraction that we can recycle, which means we get a better fiber. We also sort into colors. We use the colors that already exist and sort it out in, for example, black and blue and red and yellow. And then we don't need to use any chemicals. We just use the colors as they are. We have to start to see that textile post-consumer waste as a new valuable resource. By using this, we'll use a lot of less water, we don't use any chemicals, and we also reduce the CO2 emissions. What we also work with is full data collection. We have a two-way traceability. We have a real-time flow of KPI monitoring. We have traceability from the waste to the new resource. We have a seamless integration with the ERP system. We have a full data collection for a process optimizer. We have developed this waste report for our clients so they get full data when they hand over textile waste to us and give them full transparency. In this report, they can see exactly how we recycle it, what is burned and what is taken out. We are one of the first in Europe to work with post-consumer waste. We use it as a new fiber and make it into new yarns. Normally, today you see the recycled fibers on the market, but it's pre-consumer waste. This we work with is post-consumer, and it's a new resource we have to start using. We at NewRetex also work with mechanical recycled yarns. We learn a lot about the fibers and the yarns, so we do a better sorting. We work together with spinners and fiber makers in Europe because partnerships is one of the key items to make this happen. Today we have developed different kind of yarns. The thinnest yarn we can make is 30 by 1. We work both with open end and ring spun yarns. We work with mixed qualities. We also work with a lot with cotton, and we just started to develop a new cotton color card, which will be ready during this summer. Quality and composition. It depends on how you want to use the yarns. If it's the fashion industry, or is it for the sport industry, or is it for workwear? Is it pure cotton, or is it mixed qualities? All this we have to take into consideration when we develop a new yarn to make sure it's strong enough. We also work a lot with colors, and we are very good at it. When you mix colors that is already existing with pre-consumer or with virgin, we can make a lot of different color shades. So we get a full color card, and we can do the same color over and over again within a variation between 5 and 10%. One of the benefits with our yarns is that we take a resource that already exists and make it into a new resource. We ensure a full traceability in our supply chain. We use less water and no chemicals, and we also reduce the CO2 emissions. By working with the yarns, we also do a lot of tests, both of the fibers but also the yarns. We also test for chemicals, and we test according to a firm. Right now, we're also working on getting the GIS certification on our yarns and our sorting. Just to sum up, we have developed this AI-built full functional sorting line. We work with post-consumer waste, we work with the fibers and make it into new yarns. We have different kind of working partnership with different brands around in Denmark, and we are hoping for some more after this fair. What we have to see is that textile waste is a new valuable resource, and we have to start using it. There will be a lot of textile waste coming up in the next years, and there will be a new regulation saying that you cannot ship out the waste anymore. You have to keep it in Europe, so we have to start using it. We have to take responsibility. If you want to hear more, which I hope, please join us at our booth in IN17 in the innovation area. Me and Ulrik will be there to tell you much more about us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Betina, for your wonderful talk. Isn't it amazing what's coming up in recycling processes? And I would like to ask straight away Revital Nadiv, co-founder of Refresh, on stage, presenting her project of turning textile waste into raw material. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm Revital Nadiv, and I'm from Refresh Global. And as far as I see, you are not naked today. How surprising. So, yes, we are all part of a huge problem that I'm sure everyone here wrote green or sustainable or recycle or renewable or biodegradable, so we all already aware of the problem. Yeah, we all know that fashion naked truth is not nice as we think so, and this is why we are here. We are here because also the European Union decided to implement the EPR. We are a company that started in Israel and did a pilot there, and actually today we already know to calculate that every textile we are reusing and extend its life cycle at least more than 1 year, we save 25 kilos of CO2, and that's a lot. Now, what you see behind me is maybe 10 tons, maybe less. We are talking about 20 million tons tomorrow, and the scalable solutions are not there yet, not everything, but this is exactly why we cannot wait so much. What are we going to do today? Why it's so hard to recycle? Look at the label of everything you are wearing. It's all composite materials. And this is exactly when we Refresh decided to put our efforts and to separate between the biggest problem, which is composite material, natural and synthetic. We are taking the textile waste, have our biotechnology process that we develop a patent for, and in the end, we are creating 3 new raw materials that go back to the industry, but to local industry. Not only fiber to fiber, not only going to the other side of the world. We are a bunch of team of chemists. I can say one of the best in the world is our CTO. We are a textile engineer. Here is another member part. We are come for more than 20 years from the textile industry. We literally was part of the problem. And now we wanted to be part of the solution. In order to do that, we need to understand very good the supply chain. So we collect waste here, but where do you produce it? If we collect here and make a fiber, should we send it back to Asia and then back to Europe and then back? So we enter Refresh and we take the waste after it's already wasted. We take the 80% of composite materials, the one very hard to recycle, process them with our biotechnology, and create 3 new raw materials that go back to local industry. Local industry, because we can definitely take and reduce also the size. We are talking about a microfactory, how to implement very innovative technology in industry that's kind of stuck in the first industrial revolution. So we created the microfactory concept. The microfactory based on 4 different steps. The first is we pre-mechanical shred the fiber, have our biotechnology, which is based on enzymes, so it's totally biologic, not toxic at all, and green. We have patent on this. Then we create nanocellulose. We can create ethanol from the left of the sugars, and everything else, everything was synthetic. We found application that we can use them today, and we are using in the automotive industry as non-woven, and in the acoustic industry, and many, many other more. So we were part of the World Economic Forum this year, and we were shown as innovative. What you see here is our first pilot where we started to collect from a city, from brands like H&M and so on. And as you can see, we turn into these new materials which have a very valuable end result. So I'm going to tell you just a few case studies, but actually I want to invite each one of you that have this problem, but really wants to do something today, to come to us and talk to us. We are in the innovation booth, and we are here with my team member. We want to show you how we can take every kind of textile. Like here, we work with Volkswagen, and they trust us. We already scaled up with them. We show them how we can take this problem with the challenges and implement in the new parts inside the car. And it's working. It's working also in the acoustic industry, which actually perform 25% better acoustic, according to our collaborator here. So we can replicate, instead of using rPET from bottles, instead of using another material from the other side of the world, we can do it here locally tomorrow. No need to wait more than 10 years. We can do many other things because there are brands that say, oh, but I cannot use this in my own brand because it's not in the scope of the product. We will find the right one. We can do hangers, we can do furnitures. We have the whole ecosystem here in Europe, so it's all made locally. And I think this is the best way, or at least until there will be full cycle solution for all the materials, something that we can do today. We are talking about workwear, and we are talking about everything that we can take. So just as a glance, we are operating from Berlin, Germany. We have in a site not far from there, together with SOEX. And we have 3 patents on our technology, our product. We are looking for more POCs this year. So if you want to try something, we do the whole pilot process, and then we transfer you the knowledge to continue. Of course, we are responsible for all the biotechnology process. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any question, I will be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Revital. I mean, I think it's encouraging that really ecosystem is having basis for and a new future, thinking positive. So now I would like to present you a group, a joint venture actually that happened. It's MIA Knitting Factory, FLOCUS, and R&D Protective that decided they want to create a complete new way of seamless with natural fibers. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna from the company Protective, and the last few months we started to develop some new innovative idea, and today I'm really happy to present you, also in the name of MIA and in the name of FLOCUS, our new mindful innovation project. So, nature will drive our seamless innovation. It is a close collaboration between the MIA Group, it's an Italian seamless supplier, FLOCUS and Protective, and together our goal was to redefine the seamless technology. We wanted to offer something totally new and exciting, really carefully crafted for the future. Behind the project, it is Protective. We are a Bavarian company, and we have our R&D department since 1991. We are also a brand. The MIA Group, the premium seamless supplier, and FLOCUS, they are pioneering the development of carport solutions. Let me start with the Protective. We start working with FLOCUS since 2015. We are one of the first, worked on a padded jacket with them. We developed functional clothing with them. And we got 2016 the PETA Progress Award for our most animal-friendly new functional clothing. And so together we discuss and we think about new ideas how to use the really amazing fiber kapok. So we go to the MIA Group. It's an Italian premium seamless supplier for technical sportswear and underwear. They are located in the textile heart of Italy. And the MIA Group, they have the newest, latest generation of machines, an amazing know-how for very, very careful processing. And they use all the high-quality materials to engineer a really new sense of style. So the MIA Group, they use, or generally, why using seamless technology? It's a low-waste production process. We use the undyed yarn solution, so it is a water-saving concept, it's a sustainable choice. And finally, we use a really ultra-fine yarn for an amazing buttery soft touch. This yarn is very difficult to handle. It's an innovative yarn blend, comes from a combination from the Tencel modal micro with the FLOCUS kapok. And we add some polypropylene for dry yarn to get a magic function alliance. And let me hand over to Jeroen from FLOCUS. He is the mastermind from FLOCUS.
Thank you, Anna. So yeah, FLOCUS, you've heard about it probably before. So we work on kapok-based materials, and as an origin, we work with the fiber because it's one of the few fibers which heal and regenerate the planet. So from the start, it provides you a carbon offset. So these trees are kapok trees. They give a kapok fruit, and they don't need any pesticides, fertilizers, or any irrigation water. They provide fruit for about 80 or 100 years. So it's a lifetime for a farmer, and this creates a very different agricultural approach. And that is really, if we talk about SDGs, a very different impact. You talk about regenerative agroforestry, where you have long-term commitments with the farmers or with the landowners, creating a better environmental impact, but also a social impact. So our mission is to improve the supply chain within the kapok industry. We have a manufacturing, the first industrializing the processing of kapok fruits, but we need to further improve the harvesting process, the scaling of the trees, the intercropping, and this is what we do in Indonesia at the moment. So kapok trees, they grow on marginal land, hill slopes, so we are not taking away land from agricultural processing. And that tree stores a lot of carbon, and it also sequesters carbon, and this is for a lifetime. And that makes the kapok fiber actually carbon offset. So it grows organic. We are working on verification because none of the certifications, unfortunately, can certify kapok, wild-growing kapok trees. But as a product, we talk about, of course, a bio-based fiber with an organic approach. And then as properties, this is, I think, for everyone the most surprising, it outbeats performance on various synthetic materials. On insulation, it's better than down. On lightweight, it's 5 times lighter than cotton or polyester. So there are a lot of interesting properties which are very not natural. And that makes it interesting, also related to the Seamless project, to exactly tune in, reducing the number of synthetic materials and still have a high performance functional material, adding a natural softness of the kapok fiber. So this is a picture which is quite important because everybody will see in the future, if you find kapok blends, it's always based on weight. But because the fiber is 5 times lighter, you actually have 5 times more the volume of the fiber in the material, which really changes the function and the property of the material. So this is a picture of our, let's say, automized ginning facility to process the kapok fruit, which is the first facility in the world, which also will allow us to add the certifications on the processing, and the next step will be from tree to fruit. So this is where we can also start scaling the kapok fiber, and with a higher demand, it means we plant more trees. So what for us is very important in this project with Protective and MIA Group is to collaborate and bring a supply chain solution where we might be sometimes too technical, not in touch with the final customer, but together we are able to provide an interesting solution. And this is really a necessary from the supply chain, which then also at the same time can provide full transparency. So yes, many thanks to Anna and to MIA Group to be a part of this unique system. And yeah, we passed around some materials. So yeah, please touch and pass by at the Innovation Forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much for showing your innovation and your collaboration. I think it's so important today that we have co-creation and collaboration also in our industry. So now we're turning over to Sustainability Lounge, and I would like to present Josua Ovari talking about digital compliance solutions.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshua, co-founder of Atlat, and we want to help companies to transform their supply chain from complaints to compliance. What does this mean? What do you think about when you hear sustainability? I believe that social sustainability and ecological sustainability do need to go hand in hand. And this is also what the UN SDGs enforce. But not only that, working conditions is one of the key pillars of the Lieferkettengesetz in Germany, but also of more and more regulations such as the CSTTT. And one key pillar in human rights due diligence is offering grievance systems, systems that are safe for workers to complain about grievances in the production. And we want to help with that. We help with that with a digital system that on the one hand side offers a digital chatbot for the workers, an interactive voice response, and also a digital remediation platform so catastrophes don't happen again. Why is this also important that the remediation platform is digital? Because you then can also automatize your reporting. So you can communicate also to the consumers who ask more and more for these reports on the production, for the reports on the working conditions. You can automate these compliance measures with just a few clicks and don't have to type as a CSR manager everything manually. So you ask yourself, what does this look like in real life? So on the one hand side, you might have the complaints chat integrated with a messenger app that is popular in the local country and available in local languages, the predominant local language, but also migrant languages. On the other hand, you have the resolution platform for stakeholders with step-by-step guidance. Let me give you an example and walk you through a project. Let's imagine we are in Hanoi, in Vietnam, and there is Lynn working as a seamstress in a factory. And for the last couple of weeks, the water supply has not been working. So this means on one hand side, her water bottle remains empty, but also the whole factory smells really bad because the bathrooms aren't working. So she remembers the training by Atlat, where she can scan a QR code on a poster and on a flyer. And with this QR code, she gets redirected to a page where she then can either give the interactive voice response call or step-by-step submit her complaint with a chatbot, for example with Zalo, which is a messenger that is really popular in Vietnam. She can remain anonymous, and she can also upload documents, such as images of the broken down toilets, to also give authenticity to this complaint. Then she's also reachable for this issue, again, but not with the mobile number, but with an identifier, so she can remain anonymous for this grievance. And here you can also see this is now was available in the Facebook Messenger, but this is available also in other messengers. And this complaint then lands at the desk of Marie, for example. She is a CSR manager in Berlin and gets in touch via the reporting platform for resolution with stakeholders such as NGOs or also local unions who help then create a corrective action plan. Corrective action plan is basically a very strategic to-do list of short-term, middle-term and long-term actions. Short-term might be to get a mobile toilet solution, middle-term to repair the water pipes, and long-term to then get an audit system every year or so, check if the water pipes are running smoothly. This corrective action plan also is then fed with data-driven learning, so you can not only automate your reports, but also learn what the feedback for the grievance resolution is and learn in the process. So what does it look like in detail? You have here this complaints channel, and this is just the one access point. We can also get other access points. We have an API-based solution, so if a grievance channel is already in place, we can also access that and combine it with the resolution platform. We also offer communication material like posters, flyers, or also YouTube tutorials on workers' rights and also on the usage of the system. And we also collaborate here with unions or with consultants on the ground who help with the training. Then we have this complaint platform. You can see here there's a step-by-step guidance, and you can also integrate the stakeholders like the NGO who might help with the resolution, and we connect you on the resolution platform also with the experts in our network. And you can also get a user manual, not only for yourself, but also for the factory, who is also involved in the resolvance of the grievance. And you have different access rights for every stakeholder group. And with this together, we have a two-sided software for the complaints resolution. But of course, the complaints channel can also come from another data source, and our API is then transferring it into the complaints platform. And we are really proud to already have tested this approach in a couple of factories. For example, in Vietnam with factories of Deuter and Ottovox, but also we have rolled out worker voice surveys with a similar technology where to follow up on insights from the human rights risk assessment. And we also consult you if you need a human rights due diligence roadmap. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are at the sustainability launch. I'm Josua from Atlat, and we want to help to transform your supply chain from complaints to compliance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josua. Very important topic. And the last Pecha Kucha, I'm honored to announce Mr. Ramesh Kesh from Polartec, talking about a very important subject called microfiber shedding.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Ramesh Kesh. I'm here to represent Polartec and Milliken & Company. Thank you for the opportunity to be in front of you today. And every circularity and sustainability problem that they're dealing with as humankind, it looks like nails of different types, and we need to have hammers of different types to really address each one of those. Unfortunately, the thought process is to apply band-aids in a lot of ways. We're trying to walk away from that. For the benefit of all the mankind, the time is now to actually make meaningful actions to guided by science rather than emotions that we see in social media every day. I'm here to talk about one of those topics. Our sustainability commitment is to leave the world in a better place. And when you think about microfibers, there are all sorts of images and scary stories in the market. Yes, it is tiny little particles that less than 1 denier in weight, but they are found everywhere, including on top of Mount Everest. Nonetheless, the global problem and the science behind that is very, very young, less than about a decade old. Our journey actually at Polartec and Milliken started about 6 years ago, because as scientists, we want to really have a test method through which we can quantify first before we start chasing the solution. And now that we have a test method that has now become the AATCC method, we are off to races to finding solution. So let's talk about some of the myths and the truth behind what microfiber pollution is. The popular misconception is that knit fabrics shed more. Far away from the truth. Every fabric sheds to a certain degree, and it depends on how it was made. And shifting to natural fibers or adding additives to synthetics is going to solve the problem. That, from a science point of view, is really a pipe dream. There are two vectors in which microfibers enter the waterways. One is through the industry in which it is made. Second thing, based on the image you guessed, it's in our laundry at home. And there are multiple solutions being proposed, how you wash it, lower temperatures, detergents or not. But if it's not a passive solution, it's impossible to regulate it with how you wash and what you do within your four walls at home. We know it doesn't work. So we went back and started with yarn, then moved forward, looked at different step of the way where the fibers are actually coming and tried to address the root cause of it. We captured these yarns, and we were able to utilize this as sound-absorbing materials that goes into automotive industry at this point. We have two different solutions I want to talk to you today about how we are addressing microfiber solutions. All passive, does not require anything for you to do differently in the laundry, adjust your temperatures, or do different detergents and softeners today. And the first one is a fabric construction-based solution. And this is one that we introduced a couple of years ago, but we have made a lot of progress. I'm here to talk about one of those today. And the innovative thinking is about trapping those fibers within your construction itself so it never gets a chance to get out. Say hello to one of the fabrics that we introduced a couple of years ago called Power Air, one of the jackets I'm wearing right now. There is no loft that's being achieved through fleece or anything like that. The fibers are actually trapped inside. Yes, it is a heavier, bulkier construction because we went after the fleece market originally. It's about 240, 300 GSM product. But what we have done now is to introduce here in the show are lighter weight next to skin products. It's about 40% lighter weight now, roughly about 140, 160 GSM. But the flow value or the insulation is still as high as the original product. And this was achieved through a breakthrough in completely different fiber entrapment model that we are using. Say hello to Power Air Windows. You can come to our booth and take a look at it. And in addition to the promise of microfiber shedding, we also wanted to address the part B of the circularity equation, which is how are we going to make these products more durable? Regardless of industrial washing or home washing, these fabrics are designed to last for up to about 75 industrial washes. And another thing we have done with this is our customers are constantly told us that design limitation should be limitless, meaning we have options now for our customers to decide on the geometries, the shapes, and the colors you want to do it, and call it their own. Power Air Windows is already patent protected in multiple countries, and there are multiple pending at this point as well. Now, it'll be really unreal for me to walk away from the stage and not talk about the product that we are known for, fleece. We have a solution for that as well. We introduced an R&D concept last time I was here in Munich, a product called Shedless, where we are trying to reduce the amount of shedding that is coming out of the fleece material itself. And innovation should make a difference. That's our core belief. But it should not come as a trade-off for fit, form, and function just because we are addressing a sustainability story. We have to elevate our level of performance. So the product I'm here to talk about on the fleece side is a technology called Shedless. And based on what we have seen, regardless of the construction, we can reduce shedding of these fibers up to about 85%. The image that you see on the left side versus right. Also, the other thing important we are trying to address here is the amount of bleaching happens every time you wash because there's always chemistries, there's always spin finishes on the yarns. The added benefit of trying to reduce that is important as well. Innovation should thrive, but not at the expense of planet, is our belief. And plastics do not belong in the environment, period. I think we got to start really addressing the root problem of what we are trying to deal with. And coming back to the part B of the equation, as the fabrics shed less, they are going to last longer. The durability of that is going to be better and ultimately less impact to the planet. So we've got a plan addressing the global problems, two of the things I talked about here. The vision is to run and expand this platform across everything we make in the future at Polartec. There is a lot more to come on these two topics from us. Our potential solutions have become a reality when we launched this last year and looked at it as an strictly R&D project. Now we are production capable, and actually production starts in the next 2 months for one of the major brands here in Europe. So the last thing I want to finish with you is that at Polartec and Milliken, sustainability is heart of our promise. People, planet, and product should coexist in harmony is our belief, and they should not thrive at the expense of another. We make products that are made to go beyond because of our stewardship in sustainable innovation and uncompromising will to creating products that are environmentally safe and sustainable. Thank you for your time and attention, and I'll hang around here. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So I'll take over again. My name is Kim Scholz, the moderator for the day, and I would love the wonderful Pecha Kucha's performers come over. Get a joint applause for this one, because last year I did it myself and I really, it's a new one. So come over, let's say thank you again to those who did. Thank you so much, that was wonderful. Lots of information. And of course, we do have a short round. Where's my colleague Pia? Ah, hi. We have an open microphone. Are there any questions to the Pecha Kucha presenters? No questions? So again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful show. Thanks for your braveness doing this. And have a very good evening.